Magen Avraham in Siman Ayin, Seif Katan Aleph, discusses the halacha if women are obligated in kidush levona. Kidush levona, we know, is once a month. The halacha is that when the new moon comes out in its full manner, we try to do it when we're dressed properly. So we do it on Motzei Shabbos when we're still wearing our Shabbos clothes, and we go out and we bless the new moon. So the question is this an obligation only for the man, or for the females, for the women too? Obviously, the first thought that comes to your mind is, being that you don't do this every day, you do it only sometimes, it is a mitzvah which is connected to time. And we know the general rule that a mitzvah saseh shahazman grama, a mitzvah, a positive mitzvah, that's only done certain times, certain zman, women are exempt from. So the Magen Avraham writes that being that it's only done once a month, and it happens when the moon is complete, women are exempt. The Chachmas Shloima in Siman Tov Chav Vav, from a halachic authority named Reb Shloima Kluger, he writes he doesn't agree with this principle when you are talking about this specific mitzvah of Kiddush Levana. He says there is a basic difference between mitzvahs that may be done every day, yet the Chachamim or the Torah don't say that it should be done all times. For example, tzitzis and tefillin are only done during the day, not during the night. Even though you have the pair of tzitzis, you have the pair of tefillin, but there is no mitzvah to wear it at night or the tefillin at night. That would be a classical concept of Zman Garama. That's time dependent. The levona, the moon, has nothing to do to the time. How could you bless the levona when you can't see it? The fact is that it takes a certain amount of days until the moon is complete. When the moon is complete, now it's time to bless God. Make a bracha. But as long as it's not complete, there's no point. There's no need to bless it. So it's not a time issue. It's a factual issue. It's not around at that period of time in such a manner that the bracha should apply. So again, like Sukkah, shofar is only on Rosh Hashanah. Sukkah is only on Sukkot. You could blow a shofar on a regular Tuesday. So by the very fact that you don't blow it on a regular Tuesday, you're only blowing it on a Rosh Hashanah, that makes the mitzvah dependent on what time of the year it is. Sukkah, you could sit in the hut any time of the year, yet we don't do it any time of the year. You only do it on certain days. Fine, that's Zman Garama. That shows that it's connected with time. It's only obligated in certain times. This has nothing to do to time. This has to do to the fact that the moon is not around in a favorable manner in a way to bless it. So I, says the Chachma Shloima, do not consider that as an exemption for Zman Garama, and perhaps women should do Kiddush Levana. As he brings an example, a Pri Chadash, a new fruit. Is anybody going to come along and say, listen, the new fruit wasn't here a couple of weeks ago. You didn't make the bracha shechionu a couple of weeks ago. So maybe when the new fruit is ripe and it's ready to be eaten, you shouldn't make the bracha because it only happened now. Obviously, that doesn't make sense. The reason I didn't make the bracha 3 weeks ago because the season of the fruit wasn't ready. It wasn't ripe. So as soon as it is able to be eaten, yes, at this point, the first time I eat the Pri Chadash, even a woman should make the bracha of Shechiyanu. And the other Mefarshim, the Turei Oven, bring a proof from the mitzvah of Havas Bikurim, bringing the Bikurim. The Mishnah clearly says it only happens once a year, and yet the Mishnah clearly says that women are obligated to bring the Bikurim, a part of the group who travels to bring the Bikurim. There are those who try to give some sort of an explanation, perhaps the difference between the two. In the sense that kidush levona, it's not the fact that it's not here. The shechiyanu fruit, obviously we know the moon is always around, is always in existence, and it's always doing something. But the moon at certain times of the month is very small. You don't appreciate it that much. When it's in the full manner and it's shining in its full manner, that's when it's time to bless it. When you see it nicely, that's when it's time to bless it. The fruit is completely different. The fruit, the reason why a woman could make shechiyanu, it's because until it's ripe, it's unedible. So it actually, I'm happy. I, the man, I, the woman, is happy at the time it's complete. So even a woman can make shechiyanu. It didn't apply earlier. The levona, the bracha for the levona, I could have done it earlier too. The chachamim established a time period. Nah, don't do it then. We want you to do it now. If it's a takana, if it's a concept that the chachamim established, then it's time bound. And if it's time bound, it's under the rule of Zman Grama, and women are parter.